What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, we know that what happened with Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach is going to go on for a while. Now, Tank Davis has made several tweets. He's trying to taint Lamont Roach's victory. Everybody knows what he's doing. I'm not here to feed into the back and forth banter with who said what. That's irrelevant, because what happened, happened. Now, for Tank Davis, let me say this. This backlash that he's getting, him being clowned and everything, he needs this. Because without it, he probably won't fight Lamont Roach. Like right now, he's in his feelings. After that fight, he was in his feelings. And the only reason is because he knows that he lost. It's not I had a bad performance. No. You taking that knee and getting your face wiped, your forehead, not even your eyes, but your forehead, that I don't see how that got the grease out of your eyes, because if you watch it, your forehead got wiped. But bottom line, either way, the things that you did in the fight, and the fact that when you watch it, I was right, it was two jabs. It was a jab that popped him in his eye, and then all of a sudden he says grease was in his eye. But either way, let me say, for Tank, you Tank fans would feel really stupid if he's doing all of this talk and then all of a sudden he ends up fighting someone else. Like, I won't be shocked if right now his team is reaching out to Lomachenko. Because, let me say this. I don't care about the past, who dug to, who did what. Right now, going forward and looking at what's what, they probably feel Lomachenko is the safer out of everybody that's available and that wants to kick his ass right now, because Lomachenko hasn't fought in a while, plus his age, where they probably feel like it would be the safer fight, but Lomachenko has big respect on his name. So I won't be shocked if that ends up being the fight that he tries to make happen instead of a rematch with Lamont Roach. And even when people that think that, like people saying shit like he should fight Shakur, then fight Lamont Roach, I wouldn't mind to see him fight against Shakur, and I wouldn't mind to see him fight against Keyshawn Davis, because those are the other two top guys. Abdullah Mason is good, but he's on his way up. And, Abdullah Mason can throw them hands too. But what lack of experience that he may have compared to Tank is what they might try to capitalize on, and it might not even work. Like, I'm just saying, because Abdullah Mason, he can fight too, and he can punch too. But looking at the way things have been going and all these excuses, and I can see where, in terms of his ego being scarred, no, I can't have these people laughing at me and thinking that this motherfucker really beat me. That's, like where he may end up having an immediate rematch with Lamont Roach because of. But at the same time, reality might set in, and as much as it kills him inside, makes him realize and start to admit to himself that Lamont Roach came in to fight, and he fought me better than I thought he was. He took my power way better than I thought he did, because I thought I was going to knock him out, just like everybody else thought I was going to knock him out. And, he basically showed up. That reality kicks in, he may end up going to fight someone else. Now, he'd probably rather rematch Lamont Roach than to fight Keyshawn or Shakur. But this right here, what's happening, instead of everybody, that's fucked up, and acting like a bunch of little sissies over another man, you need to just look at the reality. Step back and pay attention to what's happening. Listen, Lamont Roach went in there and fought. Tank went in there and fought. And Lamont Roach, as far as I'm concerned, and most people concerned, and Lamont Roach got the better of Tank Davis. So now let me start to taint his victory. What's the purpose of talking all this shit, talking about Lamont Roach is a better competitor than Shakur, a better competitor than Keyshawn, and now you want to try to shit on him and try to make it sound like he didn't do anything, like you won. Your daddy was jumping up, celebrating because your ass didn't get knocked out. No, His dad was jumping up celebrating because his dad knew that Lamont won that fight, basically. But at the end of the day, all that's is irrelevant. And see, this is what people do to deflect from the truth, from the facts. They start bringing up stuff that make the immature people go, ooh, he said X, Y, Z. Who cares that he said X, Y, Z? You know, if Lamont Roach, let's say if he would have punched Lamont Roach in the face, and Lamont Roach would have did the same thing, what you think Tank and his fans would be saying? And under the same circumstances, no point was deducted, which I got a solid video coming out about that type of stuff following this one. I don't know which one is going to upload first, but at the end of the day, listen, he can do all of this dancing around and trying to take the attention off the reality. He said out of his own mouth, he fears being embarrassed, so he's trying to do everything to show that the embarrassment isn't there. Well, you have a right to be embarrassed now. You have a reason, should I say, to be embarrassed now, because you did all of this talking. And see, it's the same thing. It's no different from Teofimo trying to tell everybody that George Kambosos was a better fighter than Tank, was a better fighter than Racist Ryan, was a better fighter, you know, than Haney and everybody else. And it's funny because he did all of that talking, then he ends up making excuses. Oh, he was about to die, he almost died. Showed him sitting there with his oxygen mask on. Now, what is the purpose of all of that? Oh, see, I'm not lying. Look, I was in the hospital. I almost died. Right. Then you want to try to shoot him down and jails, Kambosos, this and that. Even to the point where when Teofimo lied openly, and this is the thing about you fucking fighter fans, is y'all purposely overlook the truth. Like Teofimo promising that Bill Haney shook his hand that him and Devin was next. His father, T.O.'s father, promising and shaking the hand of what's his face? Damn fight promoter. But bottom line, shaking his hand, telling him that he promised that, yeah. Now the promoter's not saying it to him. He said to the promoter, we promised that, yeah, man, Lomachenko, Bob Allen. Yeah, the Lomachenko and Teofimo next year, shook his hand, promised. Then he talking about sending the contract, and Devin's like, what contract? What fucking contract? what do you mean? We're trying to make this fight. He didn't want to make the fight happen. Then he goes through all of that, and he turns around, and he tells the interviewer flat out, oh, the zone already knew what time it was with me. They knew I was about to drop the belts and go to 140. Meaning, yeah, you knew what you said, but you knew you wasn't trying to fight any of those dudes. But fans will be fans, right? So at the end of the day, don't hold anybody accountable for what they're saying. So no, you had no intentions on fighting those guys. Then he says, oh man, it was rigged. When they asked about, and it was the same interview, what do you think about Devin Haney versus George Kambosos? And what did he do? Oh man, it was fixed. For the whole thing was from the beginning, it was fixed for Devin Haney to win. Right. Even over in Australia. And that hostile Australian crowd that was booing the fuck out of him, that of course didn't want to see his black ass win. And basically, all of a sudden it was fixed. Not once, but twice. Come on, man. And here's the thing. To say that bullshit, what did he really mean? You can't say the fight was fixed, because you know damn well Haney beat that ass both times. It made it look easy. What was he trying to say? Everybody knows George Kambosos is Haney's better than him. That's what you was trying to not say. But anyway, just saying, this is what happens when these fighters talk and try to make it seem like an opponent is better than what they are, because they don't want to be criticized for fighting a lesser opponent, and all of a sudden that lesser opponent shows up and gets the job done. And pretty much, Lamont did everything except for get what he deserved, and that was the W. But Tank is in that position right now. Like, man, you're gonna either put up or shut up, because for the fans that was booing him for saying he had grease in his face, grease in his eyes, he was burning his eyes, and he go, well, y'all booing, that's real shit, yo, right? Like a little baby, like his feelings was hurt. Hey, you like to fucking clown people and talk shit all the time. Like I said, all of them do that shit. Whoever's fighting, If anything happens in that, no matter what happens, oh, I'd have did this, oh, you didn't look sharp, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's always, they make it about them, and they'll always use that bullshit line, send the contract, and they know damn well no fight's gonna happen, and they just talk and talk and talk. Well, now it's a situation where you motherfuckers are all getting older, and this childish behavior needs to stop. The back and forth banter isn't entertainment to me. It's just bullshit. It's childish, and I have no interest in it. So either you're going to fight or you're not. And what sense would it make for him to go fight somebody else? If you feel that you got robbed, you really won, or you feel you just had a bad night, then there's no reason to go fight a tune-up or try to fight a easier fighter, you know, that has some respect on their name, or what you think may be an easier fight, just to say, oh, I fought such and such and such and such. Even if you went there and knocked Lomachenko out, it doesn't change what happened with you and Lamont Roach. So, end of the day, this is what Tank needs, because on his own, if he's in his comfort zone, he doesn't feel any need to motherfucking have a rematch, because they will always listen to their fans hyping them up and telling them a bunch of lies, and they know damn well he knows he didn't win that fight. He knows he didn't. And that's what really matters. He knows he didn't win that fight. And the problem with these fool fans is, like I said, man, they will sit there and hype up anybody and rah, 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 Tank Davis, rah, 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 Pacquiao, rah, 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 whoever. But at the same time, let's put this shoe on the other foot. They be having the same complaints and even worse, because they're a bunch of crybabies. Case in point, right now, you are the butt of your own jokes. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.